Arthur Birling. What exactly is he? A kind-hearted man who just has his family's best interests at heart, or a moronic, idiotic, selfish capitalist? Let's get you that top grade. Schofield on Shakespeare.
Dear Mr. Arthur Birling, it's so easy to be critical of him, but let's try to be fair. He is not like his public school and varsity son and had a more working class upbringing with less money and time for idling. Yes, his trumpeted comments about his approach to business are irritating and intended by Priestley to be critiqued, but he clearly knows his business inside out. Hence his ability to recall the average rate of pay for his factory workers, how much they wanted, and the impact on his labour costs. I think it's also important to note that although he disagrees fundamentally with the inspector's views on the world and society, he is not wholly unreasonable and sometimes acknowledges the logic at what his socialist counterpart is saying. He also clearly wants what he sees as the best for his own family. He wants to protect both his children and even tries to bribe the inspector post-revelations with what would have been an enormous sum of money. However, there is no question that Priestley wants the audience to dislike and ideally despise Mr. Birling from a very early point in the play. He is clearly someone who smugly relishes his position of power and respectability within Brumley, and will shamelessly name drop in order to curry favour with Gerald, and when trying to intimidate the inspector. His laughable complacency about future peaceful prosperity makes him seem stupid, whilst his inability to empathise with his workers and see them as real people repulses. He doesn't seem to understand his son and frequently patronises and puts him down. His jingoism is particularly unappealing to a modern audience. His insensitivity is also seen towards the end of the play, when he imitates the inspector in his final speech and points at Sheila and Eric whilst laughing. "You all helped to kill her." Even if it is true that the whole story is just a lot of moonshine, such behaviour seems desperately crass and misjudged, given that the revelations of the evening should have given a heartbreaking insight into the difficulties experienced by the less fortunate. Nonetheless, we do need to put Birling's behaviour in context, given that he himself is likely to have experienced class tension when courting his own wife, and this is an explicit addition to the BBC 2015 version of the play, and given the importance of marriage to a young woman in both 1945 and 1912, is there any wonder that he is in celebratory mood about Sheila's engagement to Sir George and Lady Croft's son, and wants to preserve this at all costs? The timing is certainly not perfect for the inspector's lesson, which is, of course, partly the point. I'm talking as a hard-headed, practical man of business. Oh well, put like that, there's something in what you say. If I'd agreed to this demand for a new rate, we'd have added about 12% to our labour costs. We were having a nice little family celebration tonight, and a nasty mess you've made of it now, haven't you? Imitating Inspector in his final speech. You all helped to kill her, pointing at Sheila and Eric and laughing.
The sun is at my windows. Going home, the birds sing at my door. Going home is all I've ever wanted.
If you have found this video helpful, please do subscribe if you'd like to, or click on the like button, or write a comment. My channel, Schofield on Shakespeare, has more than 300 videos aimed at helping students love English literature and language at GCSE and A-level and access the highest grades. For GCSE, do check out my other videos on Jekyll and Hyde, Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, Great Expectations, plus the language videos giving tips and suggestions for creative writing. Many thanks for watching Schofield on Shakespeare.